You don't hate yourself, you're just exhausted. There are nights when people come into the tavern convinced of one thing. They tell themselves, I'm broken, I'm lazy, I've lost my spark, I don't like who I am anymore. But most of the time, that isn't the truth. Most of the time, they're just tired in a way that sleep doesn't fix. Tonight, the tavern has settled quietly along the edge of Seattle's harbor. The city hums outside, neon reflections trembling on wet pavement. But in here, the air is warm, still, listening. So, if you found your way in here tonight, sit with me a while. You don't hate yourself, you're just exhausted. She arrived without drama, no tears, no anger, just a woman who moved like every step cost her something she couldn't explain. She took the stool across from me and stared into the grain of the bar like it might confess first. I didn't rush her. I never do. What brings you in tonight, my friend? She let out a laugh, short, tired, almost embarrassed. I think I don't like myself anymore. That sentence has weight, but it's rarely the real one. I poured her a drink, nothing strong, nothing fancy, just something warm enough to remind the body it's allowed to rest. When did it start? She frowned, thinking, I don't know. I just feel behind. Like everyone else seems to be moving forward and I'm stuck. I can't get motivated. I can't care the way I used to. I nodded slowly, because I've heard stories like this. Tell me, when was the last time you weren't needed by someone? She blinked. Then she went very still. That was the moment I knew. My friend, people often mistake exhaustion for self-loathing. She looked up at me then, eyes rimmed red, not from crying, but from holding it together too long. You don't hate yourself. You're tired of being strong, tired of being available, tired of carrying expectations that were never designed to be permanent. She whispered, I don't remember the last time I rested without guilt. So I told her a story, not of heroes or grand quests, but of a lantern bearer, a woman tasked with keeping the lights on for others as they crossed a long road. She did it well, so well that no one noticed when her hands began to shake. Every night she refilled lanterns. Every night she told herself just a little longer, until one night the light went out. Not because she failed, but because she was never meant to burn endlessly. Back in the tavern, the traveler's shoulders sagged as if something inside her finally had permission to sit down. So what's wrong with me? I met her gaze. Nothing. You're just running on empty and blaming the engine. She exhaled, a long, shaking breath that carried months with it. The world teaches us that rest is something you earn. I shook my head. But rest is not a reward, it's maintenance. And neglecting it doesn't make you disciplined, it makes you depleted. I watched understanding settle into her like warmth after cold. You don't need to reinvent yourself. You don't need to find your passion tonight. You don't need to be better. She looked almost afraid to ask. Then what do I do? I smiled, soft, knowing. Tonight, you stop attacking yourself for being human. Tomorrow, you choose one small kindness toward yourself and let it be enough. Outside, the harbor lights flickered gently. Inside, something in her loosened. She didn't leave transformed. She left lighter, and that is more than enough. So, my friend, if you've been harsh with yourself lately, if you've mistaken exhaustion for failure, let this be your reminder. You don't hate yourself. You're tired. And tired people don't need judgment. They need rest, compassion, and time. The tavern will be here when you need it again, but until then, be gentle with the one who's been carrying everything. And take care of yourself out there. Hi all, Editing Lion here. If you've gotten to these points where you see me in these videos, just know that I appreciate you. And thank you for sticking around and going through the whole video. Tonight's topic is another one that I know I've said it several times, near and dear, but I like to make videos that I think that people need to hear. On this one, the message was to give yourself some time to rest and recharge. Get those batteries up to full. Don't hate yourself. Don't pick on yourself. You are the best you that you possibly can be. So keep your chin up, keep moving forward, and keep smiling. That's my best wisdom for you today. So, also on this topic, I wanted to say that if this is you and you're going through it right now, count to 10 and then count to 10 backwards. Take a moment to de-stress just mentally, and then hopefully you can start getting back to who you are. Because although there are times that you don't like yourself, that's what happens to all of us. We don't like ourselves sometimes. We just have to get it through that it's exhaustion that's pushing that. You don't like to be tired, right? So you don't care for yourself when you are. However, I think you're awesome. Thank you for being here. And if you are the person that needs this the most, just know that the tavern doors would always be open to you with a hot or a cold beverage. It would be my honor to listen to your story, and maybe we can figure out a way to get some of that weight off of your shoulders. And who knows, you might leave the place with a song in your heart and dancing through the door. But until that time, thank you for everything.